this game can be summed up in by the fact that I thought we played a lot better than we played the other night. I was really pleased with our effort. I was really pleased with our execution for probably 85% of the time, which is not good enough. We have to have that 100% of the time. But you know, the effort was fantastic, and just to give you a little bit of insight on what we talked about in the locker room, we talked about understanding that you just played a team that's, you know, whatever they're going to be after this weekend, but they're still, I think they still should be in the top 10, down 4 guys, and we didn't play that poorly. We didn't play that poorly. We had a couple of stretches where we made some mistakes, missed some foul shots, didn't get to some loose balls, but you clean some of that stuff up and you're playing well against a really good team, one of the top teams in our conference, down 4 guys. So, you know, gone are the days when I used to say, for some of you who weren't here when I first got here, that this game was like kissing your sister. You know, you had some good things, but it doesn't do it for you. And that's what this game is like, and we haven't had any of those in a long time. So I thought I'd bring back that old term and enlighten you with that one. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. Fire away.
A few extra second chance points. They
Yeah.
had 2 extra threes. They had some more bench points. Was there any one of those things though that stood out to you as like that was kind of the separator?
You know, I thought the separator were we didn't take advantage of the opportunities we had, because we had some of those same ones. We had some offensive we had some offensive rebounds. We had some loose balls, and then we end up 2 guys fighting for it, step on the line. Joe fell down, tried to get rid of it, threw it to the other guy after he made a great defensive play. I mean, it's just so many of those types of things that we were on the downside of. I thought in the second half, you know, in the first half, would they have 9 offensive rebounds? They got 3 in the second half. I thought, you know, but you can't play a piecemeal game like that against a team that's this good. You can do it in the non-conference and get away with it. So I think it was more the stuff that we didn't take advantage of.
The guys talked about the need to have focus in this game, even maybe they didn't have it. Did you see that? Did you see that kind of fall apart at all?
I saw about 90% focus. They're being a little bit hard on themselves. I thought they were very focused. You know what guys tend to, when they have rough games where, and I don't even know who was in here, but I can bet it was. Did Devon say it? Who said? Ahmad. So those are the 2 guys who had some opportunities that didn't quite go for them. It wasn't focus, in my opinion. It was the fact that against these good teams, you have to execute. And these guys were very focused. I mean, you know, we call a timeout. We call a play, offensive or defensive. They ran it. Everything's fine. You know, we changed defenses a lot. And we didn't miss any assignments that I could see. I mean, I'll go back and look at the tape, but any assignments that I could see, they handled when we changed these defenses. So they were locked in pretty well as far as I'm concerned. I just think that when you're undermanned, overmatched, and playing against one of the best teams in the conference, you have to execute properly 75–80% of the time.
Coach, you'd miss Eric in any game, but this game in particular with Arizona's side, right?
Oh yeah, and their length. I mean, you know, they're athletic, and we have built our team around being somewhat athletic too. And I thought Devon did a great job on the boards. It was great to see Joe have a good game, because Joe's not as athletic as those guys, but he brings something that they don't have. So they were having a little bit of trouble with him too. So if we have Eric in there, that gives you just one more piece that you can go to. And we could have used Vic today too when Charlie got in foul trouble, and in the first half Roberto was just it wasn't on all cylinders yet, so we could have used Vic as well. So yeah, this is one of those games, but for us, all of the games are the ones we need Eric. We don't have the kind of bench yet that where you know, they've got 2 Pac-12 teams on that team. So Vic will be able to play on Saturday. And Eric, we're hoping is going to be able to play on Saturday, and I will know on Monday. So if you guys come to practice Monday, I should have an answer because we don't practice until 2.
Coach, the other day when you were talking about last year's team, you said you had to use some alchemy to try to win games. You said you need to do that with this year's team. Are you kind of starting to lean that way now, trying to find creative ways to win games?
Well,
Langston Morris Walker get more minutes than
yeah.
Nelson, so are you kind of trying to be more creative now?
Well, the alchemy I was talking about are sort of, trying to make people, trying to trick our guys into playing well. I don't have to do that. This game they played hard, and they played, mano a mano with a good athletic team. And Langston falls into that category. He's athletic enough to be out there. He's just playing more because he deserves to play more. He's playing well in practice. He plays hard all the time. He makes very few mistakes. So when I say alchemy, I mean sort of, having 6 guys to play when you need 9 guys. Now, this week without Eric, we're trying to play a little bit more different defenses just to give our guys a little bit of a blow. I'm using way more timeouts than I feel like I normally use. If you want to call that alchemy, that's it. Then you're right on. But from a talent standpoint and from a personnel standpoint, when we're at full strength, when you got this, just remember, and I have to keep reminding my guys this team is not only down Eric and Vic, but Angus and Daniel Gomez and Jared Cunningham, if you really want to look at it, and Reese Murphy, who has already graduated. He would have been a senior this year as well. So I'm not making any excuses, but I want the guys to understand they're not doing too badly.
Were Roberto's reduced minutes a factor of matchups, or was it just not day?
It felt like he was having an off day, and I didn't want him to try and feel like he had to force it. And when I took him out in the first half, both Langston and Charlie were playing great, and I didn't want to take them out because they were defending. And at that time, we needed defense. We didn't need scoring.
Coach, what sort of little things are you looking for to kind of help turn a corner from both restarting the conference?
Well, I want to see how we play when we're at full strength. That's first and foremost, because some of this is just a function of not being at full strength. Having said that, the execution part is number one. I want to see us execute, and you can't win on the road in this conference, no matter how good you are, if you don't execute on the road. And then when you look at the subset underneath execution, I want to see us get back to rebounding the way we did. I want to see us getting back to having the amount of, this game was more like it for us. We had 14 assists on 24 baskets. That's how we play. And, when you're down a man or two, it gives guys sort of subconsciously the feeling that they need to do it on their own, and they end up going one-on-one more than we typically do as a ball club. And the third thing, I lost my train of thought. The good teams make foul shots. So we miss 9 or 11 foul shots. What did we miss? We missed 9 foul shots. So you make four more, and the game's a little bit closer, and maybe they don't make as many plays because the game they're a little tighter.
Just to clarify, neither Victor or Eric are going to play Thursday.
Neither are going to play Thursday.
Okay. Definitely Victor on Saturday.
Definitely Victor on Saturday, and I'll find out about Eric on Monday.
Just to make sure I understand, just when you say you're going to find out, does that mean that the suspension came from higher up?
No, that means that I haven't decided yet.
Oh, okay.
But you call me out on it, so now I got to say, I'm deciding.
How have you seen Eric and Victor respond to the consequences?
As about as good as you can under the situation. I've been very pleased with their reaction and their disappointment and their ability to try and be their contrition. It's almost been surprising, but these guys like each other, so they feel like they're letting them down, and there hasn't been a day gone by where both of them haven't apologized to me on numerous occasions. So I've been very pleased with it, and so I think the message is coming across. And you know, these are young guys; they make mistakes, and sometimes I have to act madder than I'm actually am.
This might sound like a weird question, but do you think it could maybe be a good thing for you guys to get away from Gill? I mean, you've lost 4 or 5 here.
No. It's never a good time to get away from Gill. This is a great place to play, and like I said, if we weren't, I mean, you know, we played the Civil War game. You know, those are 50-50. Last year we lost at home and won on the road, and then you play a team that's at the top of the league and another team that's ranked and at the top of the league. You know, I mean, you go to battle, but I'd much rather play here than anywhere else. This is, I mean, you've been here. Are you senior yet? So that student section is way better nowadays than it was when I first got here. I mean, we have students on the side, on the side across from me, on the baseline, and then up in the stands. I'll take my chances here any day.